All right, everybody. I'm Zero Counts. I'm going to be your host for this last run of the evening. That run is Chrono Trigger Jets of Time Randomizer, run by Leon Kennedy 411. Take it away.
Woo! All right. Hey, everyone. This is Leon Kennedy 411. Thank you for the final run of Friday night of Midwest Speedfest. We're going to be doing Chrono Trigger, but might be a little different than how you've normally seen it. It's an open world randomizer, kind of a la if you've seen other classic JRPGs like Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy VI, Earthbound. They have similar looking ones. We'll run around with the Epoch, which is the time machine in the first two accessible eras, which is 600 AD and 1000 AD. And then as the game progresses, we'll open up and find other key items, which will open up more progression. And then we start with two characters that are randomized, and we'll find the other characters as the game goes on. But thanks to some amazing incentives for raising money for PFund, you all got to choose who I have to play as. And so this speed run could get a little volatile with what we have to look for to find certain characters. But before we do that,
Hi.
Who are you?
I'm Chris. I have watched him do this randomizer speedrun 3 times. I played this game before without the randomizer. I forgot my notes at home. So I will be here providing expert feedback and advice throughout the run.
Also, who are you?
I'm Chris.
Did you say that?
I think so.
I don't think you did.
Oh.
Maybe you did.
Well, Chris.
Let's start playing because there's a lot to go through.
Yes, there is. And
All
you're
right.
selecting wait mode.
I'll let folks know who we selected for that incentive.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So because of your donations, we will be playing with Frog, Luca, and Robo.
Okay, that's the team.
All right.
Sounds good. Thank you for the money. All right, so countdown, we'll do start. I'll just do 3, 2, 1, go, and it's when I click wait. Are we good? All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Oh, we're starting with Robo.
Okay, so we have one of our 3 characters off the bat.
And Marlene as the other one, which she's a character.
Yep. She's got some stuff she can do with Robo, but we're not going to be using her for the run. So as soon as we find one of our other 3 main characters, we'll be getting rid of Marl or Marley, however you like to pronounce her name, and we'll find who the other people are.
So those familiar with this game will note that this is not how the original game opens. So in the original game, you start alone with Chrono, and you go through this whole Millennium Fair rigmarole, and then you eventually meet up with Marlene, and she joins your party. This skips all of that, and it randomizes who you start with. So we are starting with not Chrono. And also, as Leox said at the beginning, we... I lost my train of thought there.
I lost getting in the way of a frog. Don't hit him! Oh, man. We're already off to a great start, guys. Those guys were being a pain in the butt. That's okay. I don't like fighting these guys right away because they're a little bit strong right off the bat, so we just run.
All right. Train of thought. We start with the Epoch.
Yes, we do.
And we are immediately going back in time, and we're going to check out who is in Frog's lair, because that is our first spot that we can check for who the character is. All right, and we see Isla here. Isla is great, but she is not who we need to complete this run.
Right, and to get that specific character, we just got to peek who was there. We actually have to forge the Masamune in order to recruit that character. So we were just peeking to see who it was.
Yeah, there's a few other checks that he's going to do. So there's 3 kind of win states for this run, and each of them require 3 conditions to be met before you can go ahead. So we call those go states. And oftentimes those are key items. And so he's going to perform a bunch of checks to see what key items are where. Usually it's easy enough that he goes and grabs it to see what it is. But on a couple of occasions, he can actually check to see what it would be if he were to actually get it without expending the time or resources to actually get it.
This is going to be our first key item check. I was just running around and doing a couple quick little shopping things, looking for some primary items, but this is the gate key. That's a really, really good opening item. Why is that good, Chris?
Well, did you just buy that?
I did. I
Okay.
used half my money and I bought it.
All right. So the gate key is good because that is one of the 3 criteria to open one of the go modes, i.e. conditions to finish the game. But also, critically importantly, it is required to go to the prehistory, and through prehistory, he can then go to the end of time. And if he goes to end of time, he can unlock magic. And if he unlocks magic, then all of his characters can learn all of their movesets. There's a long chain of logic, and to those familiar with the game, it doesn't completely make sense. A lot of this is reorganizing how you think about the game, and then making a lot of decisions on the fly.
Here's another key item check here.
The
Dreamstone.
Dreamstone.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's 2. That's also. It's those. I don't have my notebook. I'm sorry. So there's the 3 ghost states. There are the first one that I remember requires the gate key, the Dreamstone, and the ruby or red knife.
Yep.
And the second one requires the pendant, the clone, and the chrono trigger.
Yep. And that's the one that goes through Death Peak and the Black Omen.
And the third one requires Frog and the Reforged Masamune, so that is the Broken Hilt and the Broken Sword. What we saw here is he got the Gate Key and the Dreamstone right away. So that fulfills 2 conditions for that first Go state.
Which is great because that's also one of the faster Go modes. However, we added in this extra stipulation that we're doing a character hunt, so I have to find these characters that the audience voted for. So even if we get Go mode right away, it won't count because I have to find RoboFrog and Luca.
And speaking of incentives, you mind if I butt in here?
Yes.
So we do have one incentive open for this run. That is the Ozzy's Fort incentive. We are at $55 out of $250, so just under $200 away from getting that. If we get that incentive, we will have 3 additional boss fights during this run. So get those donations in so we can see those bosses.
I have never seen those bosses. Well,
Maybe you have.
maybe I have. I don't know. I haven't seen Ozzy's Castle for sure.
That's
so
right, yeah.
that would be very cool if I got to see that, and I would probably be very quiet because I have nothing to say during that time. I've never seen it before.
Because what's randomized in this game?
So there are many things that's randomized. As you've seen, the order in which characters appear and the locations in which you find them is randomized. So, for example, we did not start with Robo. Also, Ayla is not usually chilling in Frog's lair. Usually that's Frog. So the location of the characters is randomized. Not only that, the most bosses are randomized.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few exceptions to that. We may come across those. The items that you get are randomized. So you might get a particularly useful item as a normal drop from an enemy, or you might get a very average drop from a normal enemy. He'll probably be looking in quite a few chests. So in speedruns, usually you determine like, oh, this chest is always worth getting. But in this randomizer,
And we're about to get some texts that are going to be randomized.
yes, I'll get to that in a second. Oh, okay, not bad. The items are randomized. Not only that, there are modifiers that apply to some of these items. So in the base game, if you get a power tab, that's just going to be +1 power. In this, in the randomizer mod, there's these power tabs that are +3. There's also potentially power tabs that are +2. So is that a normal power tab, or is that just?
I gotta check and see what the plus was on those. I'm gonna save real quick because this is our first little peek into what a dungeon would be like. We'll save for the first time.
And so those the tabs aren't the only thing that can be randomized. Also, equipment can be randomized. Sometimes it's just, oh, the attack is stronger or the attack is weaker. The defense is stronger, the defense is weaker. Sometimes it's, this equipment now gives your character haste. So as you can imagine, those particular items that have bonus modifiers can be very useful. But even if not, if you just get a solid item that has more attack power than usual, it can be useful.
And like they're one of Robo's first techs, which is not always in this order, but he got laser beam early on, which is great because it's an all area screen kill.
Oh, there's Frog.
There's a frog. Great, I got 2 of my 3 characters.
And that's where he's supposed to be, so +1 for Cannon.
Yep. Is this even vanilla? Is it all randomized? Oops. Hold on.
Oh, A-Rog!
Hey, we know we could. We're not gonna.
All right. When I was a kid, when I played the game, I always accidentally inputted the A before where the F should go, and it always end up being A-Rog instead of Frog.
And for years I did that because you did it.
Yeah.
So we just called him A-Rog for a long time.
All right, so we're gonna go further into this dungeon. Even if you got a full team that you are happy with, this dungeon is still good to nip into because it is a good source of tabs, or it opens up a good source of tabs in the future. But we're probably going to be going through this dungeon till the end because we still need to find Luca, and she might be at the end of this dungeon. This dungeon's nice because there's 2 character reveals.
Yeah, if this was in like in the Jets of Time community, which is like the Discord that we use for this game, some of the things we were talking about that are randomized don't have to be. There's a lot of flag options for this game. Some of the like kind of more beginner type strats don't have all the same things. Like the gear rando that can have a random item give you haste or something isn't always on there. You can even play it without boss rando, so if you just want to play with the character randomization but not the boss randomization, you can do that as well. You can change it so that you gain vanilla techs like in the original order. There's just a lot of customization for a lot of the different ways to play this game. And sometimes in the community, we'll have like races. Some are casual, some are a little bit more competitive. But this would be a moment in the game where it's like, well, if this is my team, do I quote unquote, take the time or waste the time to go do this dungeon because there's no key items back here. There's just another character. But like Chris said, because we're looking for specifically Luca, we will finish this full dungeon.
Thank you for using my stage name. You're welcome.
Your stage name is with a K.
No. And
His secret's out.
as the Ankh with a K alluded to, the order of the text is also going to be randomized. There's a little bit of nuance depending on the character, how many texts they can learn. I'll get into that in a second. But as you can see, Robo's got this disco dance he's doing, and ordinarily he wouldn't unlock that until like his 5th or 6th sort of tech, but in this one he just kind of started with it. And so he's just going to disco on a bunch of enemies and just clear out a bunch of rooms really fast with that. The only thing that you need to watch out for is at this point his maximum mana is like 16 or so.
Yeah, so if I get like Flare or Luminaire, I can't use it yet.
Yeah. So yeah, you potentially get a tech that you can't feasibly use, or a tech that you can use once, and then you need to add in some ethers between fights, which adds some menuing. But generally, if you can wipe out every enemy, even if it means you have to hop into a menu afterwards, it's worthwhile.
Okay, so I am going to take one more fight because Frog only needs 2 more tech points to unlock Water 2.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know what this boss is going to be, but having 1 more decent magical damage output is going to be a good idea. So I wouldn't normally take this fight, but this will be important right now.
Yeah, and for people who are unfamiliar with Chrono Trigger, like he's initiating a lot of these fights by just running into them. That's one of the 3 ways of initiating a fight or avoiding a fight, which is more often not touching an enemy. There's also the types of fights where you hit a trigger on a screen. You can think of them as invisible tripwires, and you can get into fights that way. So sometimes you'll see Leonk maneuvering in an interesting way across the screen, and that is to avoid some of these triggers. And of course, the 3rd category is unavoidable fights. And And here you can see the modifiers like +1, -1. And so all of that adds into his decision making of which item is going to be most valuable going forwards.
Got time for a quick donation?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So we got a $5 donation from Corny Cecil Morty that says, Luca? Luca. I think we're looking for.
Loving Luca.
And we got a $25 donation from Part Machine that says, shout out to my boy Leon Kennedy. May the RNG be with you for your run.
Thank you. Yeah, this run, if everything goes really well, could take an hour and a half. If this one goes really poorly, it could take 2.5 hours. It's just the nature of randomizers a little bit.
You heard him. You got to get those donations in so we can get that Aussie's Fort.
Yeah, because it could be quick.
Speaking of, what's going on here? This is too normal. This is the canonical boss that's in this location. He's not especially threatening. We could see bosses that are in the end game show up here, albeit with their HP cut to an appropriate point for this part of the game. It still can be a walkover in those end game bosses, depending on who they are, because, I mean, Robo has his disco dance, Frog has water too, so he's got some really powerful tools to work with right here. Meanwhile, Marley, does she have anything useful for you right now?
Nope. Okay. She does not.
Well,
her use is going to be giving ethers to Frog.
all right.
Yeah, and these different bosses, like if, say, one of the mutants from the Black Omen came here, it would just have like 900 HP because that's what this boss spot has normally. So that's how much Yaker would have. It's like 920 HP or something.
That's how things stay balanced, even though everything is scrambled around. There we go, first boss out of the way.
Woo! Woo! Boss dead. Got a gold earring.
Yeah. Net quarters MP use? Or is that bonus HP?
No, the studs, the silver and gold studs are the ones that lower your MP use. The earrings are what raise your max HP.
Okay.
Which can be useful for if we get a crisis weapon, like Robo could use, or something like Frog or Ayla with their Frog Squash and tail, Dino Tail abilities.
Yes, we'll probably see the Frog Squash later in the run.
Chances are high because of what characters we have, but I don't know. All right, character number 4. If this is Luca, we are golden. Probably won't be though. You don't know.
There's a decent chance.
33% chance. Woo!
Yeah, blessed.
Okay.
Is this even
randomized?
randomized?
Okay, I've done, not a million, but I've done a lot of practice seeds with this weird setting that we've decided, which is character hunt. This is the first time that I have gotten the 3 random characters that I rolled this fast. So that's just cool. Now we just get to play the randomizer, which is awesome. So thank you, audience.
I mean, we did have some extra time spent actually finding that, going through the end of that dungeon to find that character. So
For sure.
The shtick worked.
The shtick worked. And that just means that we got to use that extra time to go do the Aussies Fort. You guys want to see some more Chrono Trigger and want to see some, more good stuff happening? Get that money in, because it's going to be a blast.
We get to see more Ozzy making a fool of himself.
Oh, yes.
Yes, please make sure to apply your donations to that incentive so we can reach that before the end of this run.
All right, so what we're going to do here is we are going to... I just saved, right? Yep. We're going to check. We're kind of going to peek whatever this is. Because we can just see what the key item is by talking to the chef in the bottom of the castle. Which would normally be where we do the Zenny Bridge sequence. And I'm doing it just because I'm right here. But likely what we're going to do is we're going to go unlock magic for Luca and Frog, because we got that gate key so early. That's going to be super helpful when you go to Specchio at the end of time in the vanilla game, all of your characters that need to like learn how to do magic is like Chrono, Maro, Luca, and Frog. The others, Magus doesn't need to learn how to use magic because it's Magus. Robo's a robot. Robo's ribbon.
Oh.
Okay, that is an unnecessary item that's going to be super helpful because it's Robo's best equipment. So I think taking the time to do this is actually going to be beneficial.
Right.
It's an item that's not in the vanilla game. It is. It's just you get it from fighting Atropos, which is the pink robot in the future for his like end game quest. But what it does in this game as a key item is you equip it on a Robo, and it gives him +3 speed, which is huge because he starts with 6 speed in this game, and the max speed in this game is 16. So it brings him up to 9 naturally, which is back on par with just like other characters.
Yeah, I thought Luke was the slowest, but it's actually Robo.
It's actually Robo.
Okay.
Yep.
So +3 speed. Anything else?
Yeah, it also gives him. Oh, now I'm going to say it wrong. Barrier? Barrier is the one that gives magic defense. I actually think it's Shield. Shield is the one that gives physical defense.
Well, we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, and the Sun's Shades item, which gives +25% to all damage. That includes physical damage and magic damage. So it's a very good ability for him, or item for him.
Yeah, and a couple other, or at least Frog has another item that is a similar dramatic buff.
Yes.
And that's a hero medal.
Yes. Which is also an item in the game originally, but in this it's a key item that gives him barrier and shield and the Prism Specs ability, which is +50% damage to all damage.
Right.
So we'd love to find that for him.
Even if we have to go out our way a little bit, if we expect that the hero medal will be somewhere, it'll probably be worth just going there quick. It'll mean that there'll be less grinding for levels.
So yeah, this will ultimately be a time save.
Got some comments in the chat. Is the music random as well?
Oh, I did change the music just for this particular fight.
Ooh, this guy looks fun. Oh, okay, he's back to, well, kind of normal.
Hold on. Am I like... Hold on. Pause for technical difficulties for a sec. There we go. I don't know what was going on there. We're back to normal. We're fine.
Controller's on the fritz.
It was for a sec.
Yeah, so this boss is not in its canonical location. Though, actually he kind of is, because he is on a bridge.
He is on a bridge.
Yeah.
That's true.
This boss is supposed to be on a bridge. So, knowing this boss, like, if he dies here, the bridge will blow up and you'll fall down?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll just have to see what happens.
This boss, I can't use fire on his head. So Luke is not as useful here. Frog is actually going to be my best damage output right here, right now.
Okay. Which component needs to go down to complete the encounter?
All of them.
All of them, okay.
The head is the one that heals, though. I can shoot fire out of me, backwards. I put an item on Robo that he has a counter ability. Something weird is happening with my controller. I don't love that. Okay. I think it's just not fully plugging in 100% of the time. We're gonna keep going. It's gonna be fine.
We'll get through it.
Yeah, it's just like, I think it's like a tiny itty bitty bit not 100% plugged in. This boss spot has around a couple thousand HP, but the amounts are spread out amongst 3 parts. So, there we go.
All right.
Boss number 2. Ooh, we got a Terra Arm for Robo. That's one of his best equipment. It was a Terra Arm +1.
Yeah, so
Okay.
oftentimes the level will be appropriate for the region that you're in. Sometimes you will get something that's inappropriately early, and it seems like this is one of those cases where Robo gets a very powerful item
Yes.
much earlier than we expect. So In addition to Luca being pretty early to find, so we have the full team. We've got 2 of the 3 items for our go mode. We've got the ribbon coming up for Robo and one of his best items, like sitting fairly good right now.
Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of like setup here because we are in a good spot. Okay, speed 9, 9, 11. Okay, so we're gonna do put you up to 10. Magic on Luca. We're gonna do power tabs. A little bit of 50-50 here because I'm gonna want Frog to get some too. We're gonna put this Terra arm on there. Love that. Dark Mail's only for you. It's the same. Don't have any helmets yet. Power glove. Yeah, we don't have any great equipment right now, so that's. I guess I could give this frenzy band to him. He doesn't have great attack right now. That's good enough. Okay. So I think our next course of action is going to be going to unlock magic.
Yeah, so we haven't fully explained magic because things keep on happening so fast.
Yeah,
This is a very fast run. Like,
this is good so far.
Usually Chrono Trigger runs through the traditional story, they take quite a while and there's lots of breathers, but this is very fast. So why we want to unlock magic if Frog already has water too, then like that's magic, isn't it? The answer is yes, but the way that unlocking magic works is for those characters who need to unlock magic, they are restricted to their first 3 abilities they can learn until you go through the unlocking magic sequence. For Frog, for Arog and Luca, they will be sitting at 3 skills, and all of the TP they're getting to learn new skills will just be going to waste until magic is unlocked. So unlocking that before they learn those before they finish learning those first 3 skills will mean that no TP will be lost in this process. And I'll ask some audience participation in this.
We gotta count to 3.
We have to count to 3. So he must make 3 circuits of this room in a counterclockwise.
No, it's clockwise.
Clockwise?
Yeah, it's clockwise.
Yeah, I don't know clocks. We're all digital now.
Most importantly, you have to all think magic as we're doing this. Everybody think magic, or else this won't work. Believe me, it's magic.
All right, that's 1, and then he has to say no at the end. Magic. 2.
Everybody think magic.
3.
We all think magic.
I didn't know that. That third one wasn't all the way around.
You only have to get to the door. Yeah, and then pro strat is don't say yes, or otherwise you have to fight him, and it's no good.
Robo can't use magic.
Oh, womp womp, Robo. Nope.
No, okay, good. It doesn't take that long, but I mean, we're speed running here.
Get on the door, Robo. All right. Oh, wrong one. We have to. The reason why we go back up here is because I want to actually get my time machine back.
Your time machine.
The time machine. Now there's a lot of things I can do. There's a lot of places I can go. There's a lot of options for checks. Thankfully, there's not like a lot of grinding, quote unquote, that you have to do in this game. Every once in a while, there comes a situation where if you're a little bit underleveled and want to do another dungeon a little bit early, you just know where the right spots are to do your grind. But it's never anything that bad.
Yeah, the XP gains are a little bit accelerated for this in this mod, and also like you can go to a relatively late game place and still fare all right because you probably have some late game abilities to really scale up the damage, and especially with Robo with his very good loadout right now, he can probably solo quite a bit of fairly tough areas to get XP in a fast way. Though in this particular place, Robo is not going to be super useful. This dungeon is really reliant on magic type damage. So it's good that both Frog and Luca have spells that can kind of clear the whole screen.
And actually, laser spin counts.
Laser spin is magic?
It does magic damage. So it does count. So if I didn't have water 2, laser spin would work here.
All right. So he is totally set, even if Luker and Frog go down, which they won't.
I can skip a fight here. Yeah, so you'll see also as this game goes on, those moments where I'm doing weird, like, spacing on the map is, like, going over invisible lines.
But taking a couple of fights here isn't too bad. Like, we want to get the key item at the end of this dungeon, but even though this dungeon is a pretty early game location, it is a great source of TP, which contributes to unlocking
Your techs.
more techs.
And it's pretty quick, too.
Yeah.
Like, I could easily go do the desert because I have Robo and I can check the Fiona Shrine check. And that would also be a good spot for getting TP. But in that scenario, you don't have to do any of the fights, really. You can just skip them all in the desert and just go straight for the boss. But it is very good TP and experience gains. So sometimes that's a very good early spot to do.
Yeah, like, are we, like, really looking for the Ruby Knife right now, or...
I mean, if we find Ruby Knife, then yeah, we're in go mode. Like,
Okay,
we
yeah.
are, that would be incredibly fast. So that'd be fun. But I don't know, maybe we want to see more of the game. And maybe we want to see more of the game and do that Ozzy's fort.
I want to see Ozzy make a fool of himself.
I do too.
He is the best clown in the game.
And since I got Uzi Punch there, that was a big thing I was looking for. So now I've got a good physical output for Robo.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of physical attribute right now.
That'd be very helpful.
As you could see earlier, Leon used a lot of his tabs already. In the normal randomizer run, that wouldn't usually happen so early because he'd still be getting a feel for who's learning the best skills the fastest. So his final team would be flexible, whereas because this incentive was met, we already know who the final team is, so he can already invest those limited stat bonus resources. All right, this is another boss that's randomized.
Oh, Mega, that one's actually okay. That's the best case scenario. There's Mega Mutant, Giga Mutant, and Terra Mutant. And Mega Mutant's the best option because it can take physical and magical damage. The other two can only take magical damage. So because we've got Uzi Punch now, and we've got Mega Bomb, and we've got Water 2, like, this is just going to be a breeze. That top part's already gone.
Oh,
I couldn't even target it. It didn't show it go away on the screen, but that's because, like, the sprite is still there. But the top part had been defeated because I punched him with my arm.
as you can imagine, and as we saw a little bit on the bridge fight, the animations for these bosses in the wrong place are sometimes a little bit wrong. To me, it's part of the charm of the randomizer.
If we get to any of them, some of the bosses, half of the sprite is actually part of the background of, like, the screen that they're originally on. So, like, only their face appears. Or we have to input, like, a new as, like, a kind of fill-in sprite. There aren't a lot of those, but we might see one. All right.
What are we getting?
Hero medal, hero medal. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, hero medal. All right.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that is the super good key item for Frog.
Oh, actually, very, very important, everyone. Pet the cat. It's on the tracker. Now it's a validated run. Actually important.
And I didn't know this about the game, but apparently in the base game, Chrono can adopt cats.
Many, many cats.
Yeah.
There's a mini game where you just get a bunch of cat food, and then you just get a bunch of cats in your house. So what we're going to do is go back to the past. There's one other key item check we can do in the prehistory area in Reptite Layer. But because I got the hero medal, there's actually a really fast check we can do right here if we go back and turn it in. It's basically just a check into another check.
We can say hi to Isla.
We can say Isla one more time. I'm sad we don't get to use her. She's one of the best. But we got a dynamite team. Ben Hilt.
Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, we might see Isla then.
I think that's vanilla Ben Hilt too. It's either that or the Ben Sword, one of the two. Yeah, how does the Magus Castle Go mode work? Do you remember?
The Magus Castle Go mode means you need to get the you need to have Frog, and you need to have the bent hilt and the broken sword. Broken sword? I'm not sure the exact terms, but basically 2 parts of the Masamune. And honestly, we've got 2 of the 3 of those things now as well.
We have 2 of 3 things of 2 different Go modes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So long as we don't find jerky anywhere, we'll be good.
What's jerky do?
I'm vegetarian, so I don't know.
That's fair.
We've been workshopping that joke for a while.
A whole, like, week. The jerky doesn't actually do anything for you in terms of progression, but you can turn it in for just a high tier item. Can be something amazing. Could be like a haste helm. But it also could be like a sword for Chrono. Like it could be a rainbow, and then it's completely useless to us because I can't use it and can't equip it.
Mm-hmm.
Just as an update,
that.
we have $195 more for that Ozzy's Fort incentive.
wow.
So
Okay.
get those donations in. We need $195 to meet that incentive. We can definitely do it. Come on, Twitch chat.
Yeah, we need some more Aussie.
Another weird instance of what running around. There was a bunch of bosses or enemies in that previous room, and we just didn't do any of them.
I thought it was just because the quicksand was forcing me in different directions.
It's a little bit of both and. What did I just grab? Grabbed something. Oh, a Lumen Robe. Okay. And a load vest for you. Maybe a red vest for you. Oh. Put the red vest. Absorb fire. I think that'll be good for now. Just depends if you run into an enemy that uses fire or not. Ooh, this is gonna be gross. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, so I have not seen this boss before, so I'm not sure what her shtick is. His? Her?
She's a computer program, so she. This is an instance of part of the background not fully forming. These 3 little displays will constantly heal her, so you want to get rid of 2 out of 3 of them. But if you get rid of all 3 of them, she'll go berserk and will not have a good time.
So that means you won't be using any of like the disco dance or the other attacks that hit the full screen.
Can't use AoE for this at all.
Alright.
So I'm going to try to rely on Uzi Punch.
Oh, jeez.
Because that's going to be my win condition. And then I'm going to use Frog as a little bit of an alchemist to give ethers to Robo and then ethers to Luke as necessary, because Mega Bomb and Uzi Punch are probably going to be my best damage outputs here. Because she's got about 4,000 HP here, I think. And this healing is going to keep happening over and over and over. So if you're not doing a lot of damage up in here, like you don't have a good Robo with an attack like this fight can just take a long time. But
breakdown,
because of that, we're good to go. The other thing is, if Luca has Hypno Wave, this boss is one of the bosses that is susceptible to some status ailments, so I could put the display to sleep. And then it couldn't heal anymore.
Yeah, this is not one of the games where literally all bosses are immune to sleep.
Yeah, knowing which bosses are immune to specific status ailments is like a really important thing to learn about.
Alright, that was a very mid-tonic.
It was. There's another power tab here. Box.
Just in the sand somewhere?
Yeah, it's only available after you do the fight, though.
Okay. Magic ring, that's not bad.
So now we're going to do a little bit of a grandfather paradox with Robo, where we're going to have Robo stay here and farm for 400 years and do a farm simulator. But he's also going to be right there. So I would do Denadora Mountain, which is right there, right now, except for the fact that if this key item, which I can check instantly, is the Ruby Knife, then we're in Go mode.
Right. Or the other sword.
Or that's true. It could be the other sword.
Yeah. So.
A little speed tech there is you can talk and walk after you've looked at.
Oh, Lapis is on sale.
Yeah, this is one of the spots that always has Lapis.
Okay, but it's a little bit expensive for you.
They're expensive, but I have some stuff to sell.
Yeah, so Lapis is a strong healing item, and the useful part about it, other than being potent, is it affects the whole team. So if you don't have a good character to heal the whole team, which actually this team looks pretty good in that regard. Yeah, they can be useful to have. He's going to be selling a lot of stuff throughout the run.
Hopefully not too much, but yeah.
Yeah, like sometimes you come across a shop that's selling like elixirs, which is a full heal for an individual, and you want to stock up on those. Sometimes you see like a really good weapon or armor, and obviously you want to grab at least one of those. Sometimes you don't really find anything worthwhile, so you don't end up selling a bunch of stuff.
I'm actually not going to need to buy a bunch of lapises because both Frog and Robo are the two characters that have AoE healing.
Okay.
For the team.
Does Marlene have?
Not on her own. She has dual techs that can do it. But Frog and Robo each have a single thing that's just heal the party.
Okay. Well, Robo said hi to Robo.
Robo said hi to Robo.
We got the jerky.
All right. So let's keep doing a handful of quick switches here. I don't have any more key item checks to do here in this era. So we're going to turn in the jerky. And then I think we'll do... Gosh, I got a handful of options. We could do Mount Woe, but I want one of my characters to be a little bit faster for that, so I'm outspeeding all the enemies. So I'm going to do Denadoro Mountain, which is a little bit of a slower check. But there's a lot of character or enemy skips in this particular dungeon. If you've never seen a speedrun of this game, but you play this game casually, you skip about 95% of the encounters on this mountain. And there's one skip in particular that you skip like 5 fights in a row, and all you have to do is hold up for about a second.
All right. You can see that this guy has a nice wooden hammer. You can use fire to get rid of the hammer, but at this point, we just use fire and we get rid of him entirely.
Yeah.
The hammer increases the defense by a lot.
Yes.
In this case, not enough.
Not enough.
There are some enemies we'll see that do have remarkably good defense against one, either physical or magic. We've got a team that's got options, so we won't often see an entirely ineffective attack by one of our characters.
I'm not going to be able to one-shot this one, I don't think. Well, actually with water.
I think you can.
No, I was thinking I didn't have fire too, but having water too would be just fine. I don't know if Laser Spin would take care of this fight right away, but you'll see the difference in defense there.
Oofda.
Yeah.
We're in Minnesota, by the way.
We are. Shout out Minnesota.
Oh yeah, don't you know?
Yeah, sure, you betcha. We're going to do a little thing here. Just juke that guy out?
Yeah, he tried to get you. Little did he know, you're speedrunning.
If we just go fast here, I will outspeed this bird because my big old robot is faster than a bird. I am going to run around just a little bit here to pick up some extra chests.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're leaving a lot of chests unopened. But
yeah, I'm not going to pick up everything because it takes time, but if they're not super out of my way, I will pick them up.
Yeah, stuff like shelters are eternally useful until you have too many of them.
There's a skip here. There's a skip here. This is one of the infamous skips. If you know this game, you hold up, and then you go left, and you skip about 5 encounters. It saves you like 4 minutes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so it sure looks like this mountain doesn't have very many enemies on it. I'll give you a bump of silence for this one.
That's kind of a tough one. That is okay. And then I'll shout out one of our Jets of Time community members, Cerise Rose, who always likes to say, you might get a consolation prize, so I'll just kill him anyway. I could run away, which would be a little bit faster, but maybe I'll get something spicy here.
You got some level ups.
Yeah, it wasn't spicy, but it was helpful. That one extra level before the boss might be important. I don't know.
This is a pretty low level area, so I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, this boss has 3,600 HP, so even weaker than some of the other ones I've done so far. And by the way, mountains are nice. But you're nosy. Alright. let's do full heal up here. Did I get any good equipment? You're supposed to be helping me remember these things.
I wouldn't know a good piece of equipment if it hit me in the face.
Very true.
Yeah, I mean, like, all I know are, like, the key items that are really good, and you already have those.
Yeah, the best next key item we could possibly find besides Go Mode would be the Masamune for Frog. So, like, I still don't have... Frog is still with his vanilla, like, worst starting weapon. So, he's not doing very good in that regard.
I got a robot for that.
I got a robot for that right now. I didn't check to see if that was a Silver Rock Plus. All of the triple secret texts in this game can also have gear item randomizer attached to them. So
it looked like just a normal Silver Rock.
It might have just been a normal silver. 12, 10, okay. Let's do... Depending on if... I might wait a second on this, actually, because if I can find something like a speed belt, then I can give the speed tab to Frog, and Frog could be my one that could run through Mount Woe for me. Ideally, I want Luca to get up there more in speed as well. But none of these characters are fast enough yet. This is a medium to low speed team, especially with Robo.
Well, Robo's got his little ribbon now.
But because he's got the ribbon, he's significantly better.
It's now not a low speed team, it's a solidly medium speed team.
Correct.
All right, who's he going to fuse with, and what are they going to fuse into?
Fusion Dance?
Yeah, but just one person.
Ooh, it's a flea. Shout out to trans characters from 1995, by the way.
All one of them. No, like I was watching Ranma recently. I'm like, is this?
So, yep, Flea's doing the stare.
Well, that means that they're
Thank
already
you,
pretty
sir.
desperate.
Yeah, that means they're at half hit points.
Holy.
Yeah, stare is a giant AoE physical attack, but if I got that off and got the ether off, I should be able to take this and do one more hit, and he should be dead. Oh, that's not good. That's RNG. That's bad. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. This is gonna be really close. This is not gonna do a lot of damage because he resists magic.
Oh no. Are you just gonna revive? Or
No, we're gonna, because he's almost dead.
just power through. Oh boy.
I'm gonna hopefully get lucky. Frog was the hero we needed.
let's
go. Woo, let's go. Calculated. I knew he had like 300 or 400 HP left.
Yeah. So one of
I
the
am doing
skills-
some math in my head, but
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of the skills of
Ooh, a speed tap.
this run, and probably speedrunning in general, but even more so for this run because like the moves that you have are so random. Like you really just have to know how much HP the boss has and be able to guesstimate how much damage you can do with an attack, and
Because I knew he
math
has
it out on the fly.
exactly 3,600 HP.
Yeah.
Because he was a single segment boss, not like if it was Dragon Tank, I would not have been able to tell you exactly how much HP all three parts had. Like roughly 1,200, I think, but I don't know if that's exactly how it works. Moonstone, so that's nothing right now.
Yeah, I've never even seen the Moonstone before. Does it do anything ever?
Yeah, it does, but you need access to the future and the past because you have to charge it for 65 million years. And then you also have to do the King's Trial to see what it's gonna be.
And then you get a consolation prize?
And then you get an actual key item.
Okay, oh jeez.
So let's do...
We haven't done much in prehistory yet.
Yeah. We could peek to see if there's anything in the hunting range.
Yeah. I mean, like
Like if there's a haste dress or something in there, I don't know.
Or like a sword for Frog.
A sword for Frog, unless that's the thing is like I don't want to necessarily waste time finding like a pearl edge for Frog if I end up getting the Masamune as a key item. We'll see. I will check. It's one of those things. It takes a couple of minutes.
Oh, it's Blackrock Plus.
That can be used. That can be used by Luca.
Okay.
Because that's the triple type with Magus, Luca, and Marl. So it could be something spicy.
Alright, so we'll have to check that when we're in the inventory at some point to see
We're
if
gonna
there's a
see-
bonus attribute.
A Rainbow Sickle, a Prism Specs,
And speed tab.
Pedal
tab
and a
suit.
horn, and a Tappin suit.
So Prism Specs is really good because it just gives you plus 50% damage on everything.
Yeah, we're gonna do this.
Wait, check the rock first.
Oh, fine. I'll
Just
check
there's
the
an
rock
off
first.
chance. Oh, also like you've got no health.
It doesn't matter.
Like why don't you have any health?
Fine, I'll heal. Happy?
Yes.
Okay, this is gonna take a couple of minutes, but I'm gonna grind to get a Prism Specs and a Taban suit. The Taban suit gives +3 speed for Luca, and the Prism Specs is just an item I can give to Luca that will give her plus 50% to all her damage.
And the plus 3 speed will really come in handy if you have to do Mount Woe, which it's probably looking you probably will. And Mount Woe has some nasty enemies that have a really high speed. So if Luca is fast enough, she can just clear them out before they get a chance to act.
And my controller disconnected again. I don't know why they're doing that. Okay, that should be fine. So we have to get 10 of each Pang, Fettle, Horn, and Feather. But in doing so, we're gonna turn Luca into a nuclear bomb.
Okay.
So this feels like it might be wasting time or taking a while. But in terms of how much time it'll save in bosses coming forward, as soon as Luca gets Flare or Fire 2,
Yeah.
it's gonna be good.
Yeah, you've seen what Robo can do with Uzi Punch, and Robo is the strongest physical character on the team. Luca is the strongest magic user, maybe not in the team, but in the game.
Yeah, debatable between her and Magus, but she's... Oh, there's the new... hold on, go.
Yeah, so he has to catch this guy before it stops raining.
Yeah, good.
All right. So this guy will drop a bunch of those resources that he's trying to collect.
3 of each. And this might one-shot him, because he has 1,234 HP. Yeah. Oof. Great. And I also get an elixir from this fight, which will be great.
That controller really is not cooperating with you today.
It's being super finicky. I'm not sure why.
Okay, just don't press any buttons. They'll be fine.
While you're grinding for this, you got time for a donation?
Yeah, this would be a great time if you have any.
All right, we have a $50 donation from Mike P. that says, "Good luck with the run.
Mike!
Don't let the AP slow you down."
Aw, thanks, Mike.
Hey,
Appreciate that.
and as an update, we are at 105 out of $250 for Ozzy's Fort. Y'all still have some time to get those donations in. Make sure you apply those donations to the incentive so we can hit that goal.
I might actually need a spare micro USB chart. It just keeps disconnecting on me. It just keeps, the little boop 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 keeps coming up.
Luckily, we are...
Which is weird because this is the exact same laptop and exact same cord and exact same controller I use at home. So I don't know what's going on. I just can't move. If I just be a statue, it'll be fine.
Yep, don't press any buttons.
I need 2 more fights. I need to do 1 more of the acids, and then if I find 1 more new, I'll have exactly 10 of each item.
Okay. The news only show up when it's raining.
Correct. And they only show up in 1 of 3 spots exactly. And I know what those 3 spots are. So it's
He
fine.
knows this game better than me.
I do know this game. Somewhat. There are definitely people who know this game a lot better than I do. To shout out as I'm doing this for a little bit, I started speedrunning the randomizer of this game 9 months ago. The reason why I've become somewhat competent in it is because of all of the amazing people in the Jets of Time Discord in that community. There are so many guides online to help you learn, and so many people out there that are just so willing to help. We're doing something right now called the Gato Cup, which is a mentorship program. So if you want to learn the game, you get paired up with a mentor, a veteran in the community who will teach you as you're learning. And then you do a little mini tournament against other new members. Check it out right now. The tournament is just starting up. You can learn a lot, and there's always really good commentary to talk about all these different things. It's just a really cool community. I've been playing this game since I was 10, but only the randomizer for less than a year. So shoutouts to just the community in general. Now let's just triple check here that I have. Yep.
10, 10, 10.
Perfect.
Well, and 14.
Yeah,
but
great. Okay, so
don't worry, this detour is all worthwhile.
I really think timing-wise, this will actually save time. It could be debatable. It's one of the fun things about the season. I could go back and run the seed again tomorrow or something and like not do this and see if it was any faster, but pedal and horn and then fang and feather. Yep. Okay. Pedal. Horn. Prism specs.
All right.
And then
Yeah, well, one of the things, like, when he asked me to commentate, I was like, how do you even randomize, like, a linear RPG? And then I thought, like, oh, well, they're just going to go to random times, and, like, it's going to be random when they fight the boss of the game, which we haven't talked about at all yet.
Oh, there's different possibilities for that, actually.
But, like, then it's like there's so many things, like, between, like, the order that the character shows up, like, the items that can show up, and also the idea that you can peek to see what an item might be or will be, and then decide whether it's worthwhile to go for it or not. It's like there's so much decision making on the fly. I was really taken by it. I don't think I'll run this game, but
All right, you know what?
I'm gonna watch some more runs of it.
We're going to go to Mount Woe.
We're going to Mount Woe.
Everyone get excited for a mountain. We have a team that can do the run now. Woo. This is a little bit of a longer check, but it will give me massive experience gains. It'll give me massive TP gains. There's good loot up here. There's one shop that I can check without going up the mountain. There's some tabs up here. Powering. Ooh, we do. Okay, you know, we're gonna buy that for Frog because he needs some help.
just needs a sword.
He needs anything.
Just anything.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good enough.
Yeah, so, like, if you're worried, oh, like, he's doing grinding now, like, is he going to be doing grinding more in the future?
Out of my way, kid.
It's more so, like, you pick, like, one or two grinding spots and just, like, work on them a little bit. This will make future grinding redundant. And we don't like redundancy, so we're not going to do that future grinding if we grind here at Mount Woe a little bit.
And I'm not going to do all the fights here. I'm still going to be skipping quite a few of them. And I got to get at least a little bit more off for Luca here. So if I find there's these little golden rocks called rubbles that are really hard to hit. They have super high evasion and they lock your techs and lock your items. So you just have to hit them with your, like, vanilla punches. Yeah, I need 7 more for Flare. So I'll get it with this next fight. So I'll check and see what my next couple of techs are before I do that. Mega Bomb, yes, Mega Bomb, both. So some techs in this game, like this bomb, has like an area effect around it. So if it's close enough by, it'll hit 2 things. Some of the attacks hit the whole screen. Some of the attacks are in a line. Some of the attacks are an area around the character. There's a lot of different really cool, unique, like, dual techs and stuff. This team comp is not going to have a lot of great dual techs, but it's got some. So
yeah, there's one of the rebels right there.
Mega Bomb, slash. We'll try to get one of these because sometimes the rebels drop really good loot as well.
Yeah, so there he goes, disabling all the tech. So all you can do is just physical. Punching, shooting, swording.
And a lot of these will miss.
Yeah, he's got high evasion. And he will run away. So, like, this could be a time loss. But if he gets one more hit in, then he will have resources.
That should be
there
good.
we go.
Luca's got the best hit stat of all of them, so that's not so. Okay, there we go. Red pin and line bomb. So that's 2 dual techs for Luca and Frog together. There's a skip here I'm going to do around this guy.
So with the evasion, physical attacks, just the base physical attack, and also physical techs can miss. Magic does not miss, and dual techs, even if they're physical, do not miss. So that high evasion enemy turning off techs means, yeah, you have to rely on unreliable means. And you can see here, those enemies just took those two characters down to 1 HP. This is what we mean by Mountain Bow is a little bit nasty. And they moved so fast that we couldn't take them out before they started doing that.
Yeah, I had to reset up my menu. Double bombs are really good dual tech, actually, for Robo and Luca together. There's a thing that I set up, which is like menu memory for my combat. So next time I get into a fight, because Luca is set up to have my fastest speed, and because it will remember that the first thing it'll click on is text, I can mash through and she'll just automatically do flare instead of having to fumble through like finding my attack or finding my item or whatever.
It's really nice and convenient until like you've previously used an attack that for a very specific encounter, and then you just mash through and use that attack on a completely inappropriate encounter, and then have to reset the game.
And then these fights are kind of annoying because these enemies always take 2 hits. They basically have like the bird phase and then the imp phase. So these are another ones why people don't always like coming up because like, oh, these fights take so long. And that's true, unless you skip them or just speed tabs. Okay, we're gonna fight those guys.
Yeah, so the dropped loot is randomized, and speed is probably the best stat in the game, especially for speedrunning. Now, I don't know if the speed tab dropped from the birds or from just the imps. So we're hoping that we'll see some more speed tabs, because that's very lucky.
That's real good. I got another speed tab from, I think, the Masamune boss spot, and that was it.
Oh, yep, all right.
Okay.
Are there more goblins and birds?
A couple. There's not this one. I will get a couple more. Oh, but I didn't heal up. I was too excited. So that's gonna cost me. That's okay. I got too excited.
I mean, for good reason. Like you were just talking about how this is a low mid-speed team, and suddenly this is looking like it could turn into a mid-high team speed.
Yeah, remember how Luca was really slow and didn't have good magic, and now
Robo's the slowest character in the game.
And now she's got Prism Specs and a Tabansu, and she's doing 2,000 damage. Like,
yeah, this is good. I mean, we don't have a go mode yet.
We don't have a go mode yet.
So we can't finish the game, but in terms of equipment, it's sitting pretty. And stats, yeah.
So this is a check, and then the reptile layer is a check. And you might think, well, that there's still so much stuff that's grayed out. Like, what are you missing? It's like, yes, that's true. I tried to get into the menu again. That's fine. I'll just have Frog do it. Frog should be enough.
Frog's got a new shiny sword. He can cast spells.
I wish that was how it actually worked. Oh, man. And this is why you have to make sure to remember you put that MP on your characters. What was I saying? What was I talking about?
Checks. Lots of grayed out stuff on the screen still.
Yeah. So one thing is the pendant. The pendant will get us access to the future, which will open up a bunch of things that we haven't done yet. And there's a couple other sort of fetch questy type things. If we find the rainbow shell, that'll be something that Marl will have to use to do the King's Trial, and that'll give us something. Rainbow helm. Okay.
As opposed to the Chrono Trial, which does not actually require Chrono.
Correct. That's just the pendant, and you use that to go through like the trial sequence. But you just need one character to kind of go through the jail. I'm hoping we don't have to do that. I'm hoping that via the Reptite layer and one of these will just give us a go mode. Not that I don't want to see the future, it's just this will be faster.
I don't want to see the future. It's sad and hungry.
It is sad and hungry. It's still hungry.
I'd rather see the end of time.
Yeah, it's chiller. Although, it's pretty lonely. I mean, the future's probably lonely too, but like, the end of time's real lonely. Gasper's just sitting there by himself.
Well, I mean, you also have the God of War.
God of War is there.
Oh no. Mr. Robot went down.
Mr. Robo, he's not going to get these experience points.
Yeah. So, party members who aren't in the team get more experience points than members of the team who are downed during combat. Because people who are downed during combat do not get anything.
And now Frog and Luca have all their techs, or their dual techs.
But Robo's still hungry.
So speaking of almost getting that, incentive.
Oh no, Luca.
It's fine. She's got Fire 2.
Oh, fantastic.
Just learned Fire 2, so I had 8 MP left. If I do get Go mode here, we're ready to go. So how are we doing on that incentive, Zero?
We are still at 105 out of $250. We need 145 more dollars for that incentive, so we can go to Ozzy's Fort and fight those 3 more bosses. That would give us more marathon, people.
More marathon, more bosses, more Chrono Trigger, more money for PFund.
More Ozzy making a fool of himself.
By the way, we actually hit $1,000 for PFund with that last donation, so 1,000 hype.
Guys, that's so cool. When Minnesotans come together, we do really cool things. Hype. Okay, so who's going to be here, Chris?
Wait, what?
Who's going to be at this boss spot?
A golem that just wants to run away.
That would be really nice, actually. 12, 14, 12. Okay, we're going to do 2 to each of you. And do 1 more to Luca. All right. Let's go. Yeah, it could be Golem Boss. Golem Boss likes to just stand there and get scared.
And we can see repeats, right?
The only place we can see repeats is in the double spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we can see relatives of former
We can see
bosses.
relatives. We can see Yakra the 13th, or we could see regular Golem. Or, yeah.
Is that the coward?
That's regular Golem.
Oh.
But the good news about regular Golem is even though he counters everything and absorbs like the magic and shoots it back at you, when he does fire, he only does fire 1 back at you. So we're just going to stick with fire.
Okay.
And when he does physical back at you, he uses the move Iron Orb, which just makes your HP go down by half. Like that.
Okay, so if it's just HP down by half,
But
level 1 fires, it's pretty harmless.
Yeah. But if we had to use like lightning or shadow or something, the moves he'd be giving back to us would be a lot stronger. So the fact that we have Flare here is very helpful. And a robot that can Uzi punch people.
And a frog that is kind of just an alchemist sometimes.
Sometimes that's kind of what happens with Frog. If you get Grand Hero Frog with everything he has, and he's paired with like Ayla, for example, and they can do drop kick, then he's the king. Sunshades, interestingly, that is not helpful to me because I have a Hero Medal, a Prism Specs, and a Robo Ribbon. So,
Yeah, is there any accessory that you would replace with any other accessory at this point, or is this kind of like
probably not.
top tier? All right.
Maybe something that gave haste, but that would be it. Okay, so that's a little fetch questy. We got the Prism Shard.
All right, we got more marathon.
Yeah, we still got some more to do. We're gonna do this because it's pretty quick. The King's Straw is pretty quick too. But no, my equipment setup for my accessories might be set in stone.
Yeah. This is one thing that's fun about the randomizer, is that like he's got really good luck when it comes to accessories, equipment, but like in terms of actually getting what he needs to complete the game, to pass those checks, not so much. I mean, like he's almost there in a couple of counts, but you can't finish the game with almost.
Right. And I'm going to switch back to Fire 2 here for my magic attack instead because it is faster and it takes less MP. And these enemies don't have 2,000 HP apiece, so I don't need to be using Flare.
So less menuing and like slightly faster animation speed.
Mm-hmm.
All Also see you didn't try to go down the high value hole.
Yeah, it's another RNG thing. You kind of have to just keep going in and out of the room and resetting it and just like waiting 2 seconds to see if you can hear the little armadillo dudes like drilling a hole somewhere else.
Yeah.
But yes, this is a little bit of a, it's not a maze. It's just.
It's a maze if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's true.
But you can see the calculations shifting where like he's doing fairly well on items, so he's not spending as much time trying to game the RNG to try to get access to better items. He's really just trying to beeline to those checks to get the key items needed, because he can do any requisite grinding a little bit later. But what level are you?
I don't know.
We'll find out at some point.
At some point when I go on the menu, we can look.
Yeah. All right.
That
The
was
little thief there.
Yep, that's a weird little skip. I go past this guy, I wait for him to turn around, and then I go past him and
Yeah.
skip that fight.
Don't try to outrun the monkey. They're fast.
This will be the last fight before a boss.
Who's it going to be?
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be one of the Nizbels.
The Nizbels. Ooh,
Yeah,
I like that.
it's gonna be one of the dinosaurs.
They're swole.
I'm not even gonna shelter here. I need to buy more of those. All I need to do is just give some MP to Luca and we'll be fine. If she has 60 MP, it means she can flare 3 times, and if that doesn't beat a boss, I don't know what will.
Especially with the specs that she has.
Yeah, there are very few bosses that using flare on them just won't work. There are a handful. This is one of them.
Well,
Actually, it kind of is.
Yeah.
If I hit the outer shell instead of the head, it'll hard counter me with like a very strong attack. But if I kill it, it doesn't matter. So what we're gonna do is this Elder Spawn. Okay, Elder Spawn's actually better because Elder Spawn will only attack the person that hit it with the move. Regular level Spawn will hit all 3 back with the Needle Spawn. But if it's almost dead and I just flare it,
yeah, no counter.
this should be fine. I might be off by a couple hundred.
Can Luca take it?
Yeah. Luca can take it. And if she doesn't, Robo will kill it. Didn't get it.
But
I was a little bit off.
Luca,
She'll be
come on.
fine.
Ah, she's fine.
She's fine. Plus, look at this. Look how fast she is. She even outsped Robo a second time because she's at 15 speed.
It's not every day that Luca laps.
It's because of that Taban vest. Grinding for that to get that +3 speed.
Wait, what?
Oh. I'm a little bit off. Oh, I know. You know what I'm thinking? It's because he has the revenge counter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, certain I was thinking of the different ones. Certain bosses have that revenge counter, so she just won't get the experience points for that.
Well, Robo didn't get the experience points last time, so.
She's got flare and fire too. We're fine. It's the bent sword.
All right, we got go mode.
That's go mode, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, to the Magus Castle route.
Can I get a time check? And how far am I in this run?
You're at 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Okay, great. So there is one more possibility where I could. Okay, we're gonna check one thing real quick before I do the go mode, and then I can do Magus Castle and still come back and do Aussies for it afterwards. But once I start going into the Ocean Palace, I can't turn back. So wait, I gotta go talk to the king. This is time, final time to get your donations in. So what I'm doing here is I'm turning in the Prism Shard because I can peek it. If it is the Ruby Knife, that is a faster go mode.
Okay.
And so we might just do that instead. And actually there's some decent loot down here as well. So either way.
I mean, it could also be the Masamune, in which case that would speed up.
If it's the Masamune, I might do that too and then go Magus Castle.
Yeah.
That's true. Either one of those would actually be decent options. But Magus Castle's a fun go mode, so I'm not mad about doing Magus Castle.
It's got some nice surprises in
Yeah,
it.
it's like the slowest go mode versus the fastest go mode.
And it's got my favorite thing in the game.
Ozzy
making a fool of
Ozzy making a
himself.
fool of himself.
Yeah.
He's in a pickle. Speed belt. It's pendant. Okay, not doing that. Oh well, that's okay.
Pendant is useful for a Go mode that I've never seen before.
Yeah, you still haven't seen it.
No. I'll have to just watch some more of your streams until you get it.
Y'all can watch more of my streams. Leon Kennedy 411 on Twitch and YouTube. I'm not a huge, massive streamer because I usually just do this to play Chrono Trigger, but I like people hanging out and saying hi. My number one goal when I started getting into this randomizer was not to get a huge following for me. My number one goal playing this game was to have more people learn about the Jets of Time randomizer. And if that's what I'm doing here today, in addition to raising great money, then I have done my job. I just think it is so cool. And I want more people to know about it. And you're just seeing one version of this randomizer. Like I said, there's all these flags we can turn on and off. Oop, land, buddy. I'm gonna go pet the cat one more time. Meow. And we're gonna heal. And there's Chrono Sanity in this game, which is all the chests open up and they have key items in them, which I think is a blast.
It sounds like a nightmare to me.
It's really great on Archipelago as well for multi-worlds. And there's just lots of fun. You can do tech damage rando. So that's a flag you can turn on where Flare could be the one move for Luca that only costs 4 MP and only does 300 damage. But then Fire 1 could be your 20 cost MP spell that does 2,000 damage. Yeah. So you can change the damage tech, and there's also elemental rando. So Fire 2 would actually be doing lightning damage instead. So there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, this is a pretty vanilla randomizer. The only thing that you have added on, I think, is the weapons can be plus minus.
Yeah, the gear rando is the one thing I added on. Mm-hmm. And if you're still wanting to learn this game and it seems a little bit intimidating, that's what the Gato Cup settings are for. Everything about it is more beginner friendly. You get better items early on. Check and see if there's anything else here I wanted to grab. No, okay. There's the menu glitches are a lot freer and easier to pull off. Tabs are a little bit better. So if you just want to learn the game, you just run around and play Chrono Trigger. It's just fun. This is such a great game.
Yeah, shoutouts to Chrono Trigger.
Okay, everyone should stand up for the national anthem of Chrono Trigger as a frog cuts down a mountain in half with a sword. F's and Chad.
Is this the time when the no return?
No, I can do Magus Castle and then still come back afterwards before I go to the Kingdom of Zeal.
Okay.
So we do still have 20 minutes, Zero? That's it.
All right. We've got, you heard Leon, we've got a little bit of time here to get those donations in. We just need $145. You can do it, Twitch chat. I believe in you.
Do you have a little blurb? I mean, I could talk a little bit too, but about what PFund is and what we're raising money for?
I would love to tell you.
Awesome.
I would love to tell you. So yeah, Midwest Speedfest, we're raising money for this. We're raising money for PFund Foundation Emergency Fund. PFund Foundation is an LGBTQ plus community foundation serving the entire upper Midwest. From the emergency fund, PFund will be issuing grants across the upper Midwest that work to promote our rural LGBTQ plus communities and those advocating for trans and gender expansive rights and resources. It's an amazing cause, and all your money that you're donating is going to an excellent organization. So let's see some more donations for PFund.
Awesome. Thanks, Zero.
Thank you.
Okay. We've made it to the castle.
Yeah, spooky.
Spooky.
This is going to be the first time we've seen Magus in this game. Sometimes we see him a few times. Sometimes at the party, sometimes as a boss, sometimes in the party and as a boss at the same time, sometimes as a kid, sometimes as an adult, sometimes as a kid and 2 adults.
Sometimes as the prophet. Yep.
Yep. There's so many Magus configurations.
And we actually might not see him here. Spoilers. Shh. Maybe we will, maybe we won't.
Yeah, maybe it's actually Chrono's castle. Who knows?
What does that mean? We'll have to wait and find out?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave them in suspense on that one.
Yeah.
Hey, look what it is!
Woo! If only he were good at his job.
if his job is running away and making a fool of himself.
Good point. He must be the court jester of whoever owns this castle.
That's right. So there will be 2 bosses here on the left and right hallways, and then we're going to get into a couple little sort of conveyor belty type fights that we are unskippable, and then there'll be some really fun skips in this dungeon coming up. If you guys like Donkey Kong Country, we're going to play Donkey Kong Country in Chrono Trigger.
Look at all those nice people. They must have been taken captive or something. Oh no!
Free us from our misery. And this is just one of these spots where you can see how Luca just becomes invaluable. If you've given her speed tab, perhaps with upper speed is just a very fast way to do a lot of damage on the whole screen very quickly for very low MP cost.
Yeah, she's the Burninator.
Other characters can do this. Yeah, she got the Trogdor.
Yeah.
Who gets a Trogdor reference?
I get Trogdor.
Thank you, Zero.
Shoutouts to Homestar Runner. Shoutouts to Strong Bad Emails.
Shoutouts to Flash animation websites.
Yes.
Shoutouts to pre-YouTube days.
Get your donations in and tell us what your favorite Flash animation website was.
Oh, man.
I like How to Kill a Mockingbird. That's golden.
I like badgerbadgerbadger.com. You also introduced me to that.
I used to be on top of the meme game. Not so much anymore.
They used to be pretty cool.
Wait, was that a boss?
It was. It's gone now.
Oh.
I burned it to death.
Wait, was that boss's name is Slash? Because Slash is talking.
It was Slash, and then it was a robot.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Slash. All I heard is Slash is a robot.
He's also a guitarist with a funny hat, I think. Fun fact, Akira Toriyama, rest in peace, Dragon Ball manga artist, also did the artwork for all of the characters in this game back in 1995. Notorious for also really odd naming conventions for all his characters. Ozzy, Flea, and Slash.
That sounds like a music band.
Multiple different music bands.
It sounds like one of those like super groups where they have got like the different people.
If all 3 of them
all came
were
together.
Do you think Ozzy, Flea, and Slash were ever on the screen at the same time?
Oh gosh.
Probably not. Maybe they were though.
Speaking of, how's this boss fight against Flea going?
It's done.
Oh.
That wasn't Flea though, question mark. This will be the real Flea. Except it's probably not the real Flea. Maybe it's Flea Plus.
We'll see.
Or it's Slash. Watch it be Slash.
Nope. It's just Lavos' head.
It's a beak.
Don't worry, it'll wait, and there it is. Okay. Double M's gonna hit both. We can fire tackle this thing? Let's fire tackle this thing. We're actually gonna get to see some... There we go.
Yeah, so another reason why I enjoy watching this randomizer is, like, sometimes the speedruns, like, it's just spamming the strongest build ability over and over and over. I mean, we see that with Luke a little bit with Flare.
But right now, we're intentionally doing something else.
But now we're doing a different move, just because, like...
We don't want to attack the shell.
Yeah, as Leon said earlier, we do not want to attack the shell will counterattack. So we'll see some move diversity. And of course, if your team is different, they all have different moves. So, like, it retains like a kind of jazzy sense of improvisation.
So one thing I'm definitely a little low on right now is MP recovery. I have like 3 mid-ethers. And I don't remember my total of what everything else I have yet is.
You have at least 1 elixir.
I got that 1 elixir. It's not enough. I can check here while Luke is doing things. 2 full ethers, 4 hyper ethers.
Okay. I mean, you're not totally starved for it.
Totally starved, but it ain't great, Bob. Okay. He's giving me full ethers.
I thought that was tonic.
Oh, sorry, full tonics. So that's healing.
You don't really need the healing items.
Now, this is a decently good healing team. It's a pretty bulky team with Frog and Robo. Luca's not super bulky. Robo's very bulky. He's got good defense and he's got high HP value.
Now, there's Mid-Ether.
Okay. Those are helpful. Ideally, we're going to get to a shop in the Kingdom of Zeal, and that will have some good stuff. It's possible that that shop can sell like mega elixirs, or at least regular elixirs. And so what I'll probably do at that final shop is dip in to see what they have, and then I will sell all the equipment and everything I'm not going to need for the rest of the game. And then I will buy whatever it is I need there. The other thing I don't have is status protection, which could be vitally important for Lavos.
Right.
So I might have to buy an amulet.
Yeah, Lavos, who's the boss of the game in this
seed.
In this seed. Well, in this run of this seed.
Correct.
Loves to apply status afflictions. I got Rocket Punch.
Good. Which is not as good as the other moves, but here we are.
It sounds cool.
That sounds cool. Got Fire Punch. Fire Tackle's better. Okay, here's gonna be, now we get to do some fun stuff.
I mean, is Ozzy bad at his job, or are you just protagonists? I can't figure that one out.
He built all this stuff, right? Maybe?
So he's a good engineer, but bad trap operator?
Yeah, he's a bad implementer.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna play Donkey Kong Country. And if you play Donkey Kong Country, pro strat, if you just stand still, the barrels don't hit you. And then we're gonna do it again right here. We're good. I'll say, excuse me. I suppose it's more like original Donkey Kong Country, but okay. So this is a weird one. I actually have to look. This is a weird screen. I'm not super used to looking at. Here and then here, and then I dodged like 20 pitfalls in that room. Okay, now this room is actually hard. That was a weird skip. One there. And these birds are a pain, and then you stand still, and then use your secondary character to bump him down. And then you run by, and then I'm gonna wait. And I'm gonna hold up, and then we're good.
All right.
That was Donkey Kong Country 2.
All right, now a couple more fights.
Yep, and I can run from the second one of these.
Shoutouts to randomly being able to run from certain fights, but not others.
Yeah, and this fight, I'm actually... Oh, shoot. I never healed up, what's your name? Frog. I'm actually going to use Frog for this one because these outlaw enemies are one of the few enemies in the game that are immune to fire damage.
Oh.
So I had to use water on them.
Today I learned.
Non-elemental can work on them. There's a couple characters like Magus who can do non-elemental in this game. It's a change from vanilla. He has a move called Black Hole. And in this game, it does non-elemental damage.
There's this fight you're just going to run from.
Correct. And what I'm going to do is get into the menu and then hold run, because the menu will like pause the ATB fill up, but I can hold the run L and R buttons so that the enemies won't attack me. Did we talk about doing wait versus active? I'm playing on wait.
We did. Yeah. So like, if you're playing on Chrono Trigger and you want an easier time, you should play on wait instead of active. That was the setting that was right at the beginning of the game, though you can change it when you're part of the way through the game. So when you're playing on wait, that means not when you're in this initial menu of attack, tech, or comp, and item, but when you're in like the item menu or in the tech or combination menu, the timing of the fight is paused, so the enemies won't get to move, but also your character's ATB will not increase. Even if you're really fast anywhere, it's still worthwhile to play on wait, because if you do want time to pass, you just back out of that specific menu you're in. And also, great tech here, where you just don't run in the carpet to avoid enemies.
Yep, that's a skip.
Yeah, so we play on weight because it's easier, because enemies get fewer attacks, and also it's faster because enemies' attacks take up time.
That was a great explanation. Thank you.
I watched you run this game 3 times. I'm an expert. Shoutouts to ice block enemy.
Speed tabs on the conveyor belts.
Okay.
Oh! This game is so fun. I love Chrono Trigger.
I mean, do you need to be any faster at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have max speed yet.
Yeah, so max speed is at 16 or 14?
16.
16.
Yeah, it's in this game, some stats like max out at 99. But when they go to 100, the stat on the mini screen is star. So it's not actually 100, but that the star value is 100, except for speed. Speed gets to 15 and then caps at 16, which is star.
Yeah, speed is so influential that, I mean, if this is power tabs, the Yonk would be like, oh,
They're
okay,
plus 1 power
yeah,
tabs. Yeah.
nice. But the speed tab is like
1/16 of the total speed in the game. That's huge.
yeah.
Like to get maximum. And you just saw like when Luca was outspeeding Robo sometimes. Okay. We're gonna check because I'm at 13, 15, 13. So we're gonna do 14, 14, and then so I'm at 14, 15. I want her to still be top. So we'll do you, and then you, and then more magic for you. And then we got a Mega Blast, which isn't super relevant, but we give it anyway. And then a white male. I like that because of depending who we might be fighting. She's at max speed.
But this is Magus's castle. Surely we're going to be fighting Magus.
That's really good, but I need that. We're gonna put a yeah. Okay, so right now we're checking out some elemental resistances here just in case. Because this fight should be fine considering my team buildup right now, but it can be interesting. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna unequip Frog from his stronger sword and give him his weaker Masamune because it's gonna reset Magus's defense.
Strangest World 4.
What thing? Yeah.
Oh, Marlene.
Hey, Marley.
She's
Marley.
the villain.
Marley was the villain all along. She was the big bad.
All right, so he usually, as you could probably have ascertained, usually it's Magus here, but it being Marlene does change a little bit more than the sprite. Oh. What?
She's fine.
Okay.
Sorry about it.
Okay. It also changes like the moveset that the enemy will have. And so, because Marlene usually uses watery, icy sorts of things, she will be using watery and icy type moves.
She'll still be doing the same pattern that normal Magus would do, switching out between elements every time they're hit. The difference is that her ultimate will be Hexagon Mist instead of Dark Matter.
Thank you for the clarification.
She can still do that. But I got lucky there with her switching her barrier to fire, because now I can use flare.
Oh.
So that was good luck. Woohoo! I got lucky again.
All right. Marlene, you picked the wrong mechanic to mess with.
And then I'm going to have Frog lower.
Yeah, so why he's having Frog just do a normal attack is the Masamune has a special effect on Boss Magus, whoever that actually is, where it lowers their defense.
Because usually their magic defense is super, well, not super high, but it's higher than normal. But physical.
All right, there we go.
That was a piece of cake.
I thought you said this is potentially a hard fight.
It is potentially a hard fight. I'm just good. And got lucky.
Yep. Pro gamer.
So this is probably going to have to be the cutoff point for Ozzy's fort. Which is just more bosses, but if we don't get it, we get to go fast. Oh yeah, because he's blonde.
Blonde Magus.
That is another thing, is you can do duplicate characters in this game for the rando. So you can have every character be another character. So you can get a team of all Chronos, but they just have different colors hair.
Nice.
And you can get Chrono doing dual techs with himself, so he'll do Chrono Cross, which is just him doing 2 spin techs.
What?
Yeah.
So they made like custom dual techs
A couple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this mod is still under development.
It is. It's still in beta.
This is a stable beta.
Yeah.
But like
beta,
they're still adding things to it.
Beta 3.3 or whatever is what we're on right now. So like stuff just got added to the beta like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so this is a good shop location. Get some really good stuff for the end game.
Water summons wind. Wind makes fire dance. And we will check our last triple tech rock. We won't be using a triple tech with this team, but there might be a good gear randomization item on it. That's usable by 2 of these characters, which they both have their best key items, so I doubt it. Shield. Nope. Okay. All right. This will be our last shop of the game, and then we'll get into our last dungeon.
Well, they have to talk to him on the other counter, too.
I do. Okay, so we got that. We're going to keep that on you. We're going to put that back on you. We're going to sell stuff. Actually, we're going to make sure this goes back, the Brave Sword. That's his actual best weapon he has right now. So that can go, that can go. There's five flash blades. Because that's how randomizers work. Sometimes the item that you get into the pool is just the thing you have a lot of. We're not going to keep that. We don't need 3 magic rings. We're going to sell that. I don't think even though it's super helpful, and so are these, I just think that the one thing I might keep is the gold earring. Okay. Secret shop.
Yeah, talk to him at the other counter. He might sell you something else.
He will sell me something else. And hopefully it's something good.
Hyper Ether, you said you were starved for MP recovery.
I'm going to buy 1 amulet because I have none. I hate having to buy those. I might even have to buy just in case things get really out of hand. Okay, that's just what we're doing. All right, that was not a great shop. I hated having to spend 100,000 gold on 2 amulets because I didn't have any status protection for my team.
Well, you don't need 18 Hyper Ethers.
I don't, but there's nothing else to spend it on. And it might be fine. Magus, Lavos, I might just get lucky. But if I need status protection, you need status protection. Because if he uses like stop on my entire party, I'm just out of luck.
Yeah, so Lavos. Well, I mean, we can wait until we get. Well, maybe we should start to explain Lavos now because there's 3 parts to Lavos, and they're a little bit complicated. But
we got a boss and then a double boss.
Okay. Oh, another mutant.
Another mutant. This one's Giga, which means none of my physical attributes, like double bomb might actually be a good play here. I can do shock. I'm not gonna be able to use Uzi Punch. I can use water too. Double bomb might be the way to go here, but I think flare plus shock. Did you see how much flare did?
I don't know numbers.
It's about 20. Yeah. Remember I said Luca was my nuclear bomb?
Yeah. You're just trying to figure out how much flare did, and it just blew it away. 3,000 something. I was too busy looking at my menu to try to figure out if Devil Bomb would do more. Because one thing that's nice about the randomizer here is added in is the damage calculations are added into, if you go into the text, it'll tell you. It'll be like Fire 2 times 1.25 damage plus Leap Slash times 1.25 damage. It'd be nice if someone made a spreadsheet of all the different moves and the techniques damage that they do.
If you go into the Jets of Time wiki page, you can find a spreadsheet with all the damage calculations.
Made by someone named Leon Kennedy 411.
I did help make that. And I am actually going to use Flare against this guy because the left side has very high physical defense. Or you have to kill the one to make his defense shield drop, and then the other one you have to punch him. There's a lot of really great contributions on the wiki for learning how to do this randomizer. I have contributed one thing. A lot of other people have contributed a lot of things.
There's a great boss guide that goes into like the shtick of each of the bosses.
Yeah, you were using that.
Yeah, I was using that to prepare, and then I forgot everything.
Every one of the bosses has, like, you know, little things to learn. And again, as someone who's been playing Chrono Trigger since I was 10, I've learned so many things about this. Ooh, that was a helm that gave protection to all statuses, but it's only equipable by Magus.
Oh.
And I can't sell it now. Oh well.
Of course, for the last dungeon of the game, there's potentially some really good loot here, but we're just going on to the end game. This is traditionally a pretty solid grinding spot. Are you going to do any grinding here, or are you just going to go for it?
I am fine.
Are you going to boil the frog?
Probably, because, ooh, I think they have exactly 750 HP, so that was a close amount. They have really high magic defense. But yeah, so why don't you talk about boiling the frog?
Yeah, so this staircase is great for 3 reasons. I forgot the third reason, but the first 2 reasons. The first one is it's a good grinding spot.
Like if you get here early and you need to level up or get some techs.
Yeah. It is like the place that is for late game leveling because it's a good combination of XP and TP. We're set there. The second reason is it's good for damaging party members on traps. And why do we want to be hurt? It's because 2 of our party members have total screen area of effect with physical damage as solo attacks. But those techs, they have a mechanic in which the damage that they do is proportional to the HP they have missing. So that big frog squash that I was talking about earlier, we might see that later. We're about to see that now. We're going to boil the frog, and there we go. The boiling has commenced.
And this is actually a moment where this can come into play.
Ah, yes. You want to increase his maximum HP, so the squashioning is extra squashed.
And that way I don't have to get him down quite as low. Like, I don't have to get him down to, like, 50 HP or something. I can get him down to 200, and, like, we're going to be fine.
Surely he's fast enough that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so we're going to be fine. And I'm just going to switch him back already because I generally like having, once I've started getting into a run, keeping my characters in the same spots for menuing purposes, so I know that, like, Robo's on the left and Frog is on the right, because, like, that can screw up a menu. And, like, I've kept Luca in the middle the entire time, and that way I just remember better for the whole run. But then there are some other fights where, like, I'm going to put Robo over onto the right for the Lavos fight, because he has that area of effect bomb move around him, and that can be really relevant coming up when we get to Lavos.
Yeah. So ordering of the party, sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't matter. It's mostly like if there's a boss that's in a fixed position, you might want to position your character. Don't heal Frog.
Don't heal Frog. Heal beam at 140. Okay.
Yeah, so it's mostly Lavos, but for a couple of other bosses, like the positioning of certain team members matters based on the sort of area of effect that their move has. So the first battle on the stair you can run away from.
Yep.
The second battle on this
like
elevator, like you can't, but it's not too bad. You can probably just flare these guys away.
And this one I can just flare, yep.
The third one, they've got little imps. I don't know what they're actually called, like searchers. Scouts. And you need different types of magic for each one. Or you could use a non-elemental magic. Or you can use physical. One disadvantage of physical is overwhelmingly physical moves are single target or maybe in a line.
Yeah.
Very few are full screen clear. That's why this frog squash that we're going to see momentarily is really useful. So here's a preview. Frog Squash.
Yeah. It's like this game came out a long time before Naruto, but it's like the big frog summon from Naruto.
Yeah.
I think summoning giant frogs, though, has been like around in Japanese lore for a lot longer than Chrono Trigger has been.
I've never seen a Japanese person summon a giant frog in history.
Well, how many times have you been in Japan?
Once, and it was in the 21st century.
Okay. Well,
It must have gone out of fashion at some point.
power tap. And I got my last double tech, Bubble Snap.
This sounds underwhelming.
It's underwhelming. Frog and Robo just don't have good double techs. Okay, so this is the last 2 skips in the game, if I can get them.
Maybe you should make sure you're prepared for a fight in case it comes to it.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get it. I didn't get it.
Oh no. Can you frog squash them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might just be because I'm super not used to having Robo in the front part of my team. Technically, his sprite is the same size as everyone else's, even though I should say his hitbox is the same as everyone else's, not the sprite. He just looks like he's a big boy.
He is a big boy.
Because he is a big boy.
Also, I love how many Lampuses you're getting.
Yeah, that's helpful. I'm low on MP. Well, no, I'm
No,
not.
you're not.
I'm
You got so many hyper
I'm not
reapers.
anymore. Okay, maybe it's just me.
I'm going to switch Robo out to
Yeah.
a better looking sprite.
Yeah. Got
Yeah,
it.
see?
Save.
It's because Frog's short.
Yeah. I'm gonna get used to having Robo on the right side of the screen anyway for this. Anyway, actually no, I think for this double boss fight spot, I can't remember if he has to be in the center or on the right to be able to hit. This one's kind of a unique one because they slightly changed the vanilla positioning. Oh no. Okay.
And don't forget to save.
Yeah. I think I went to... Oops. Ah, that's fine. What else? That could actually be helpful. We're gonna give that to you. Give that to you. You're gonna keep that no matter what. I'm gonna give you lightning absorption. And then we're gonna be fine. I'm gonna switch Robo back to the front because I'm trying to remember. There's a lot of things to remember in this game, guys.
Yeah.
And this spot changed slightly from vanilla. So this is double boss fight, and it could be anything.
That looks like Golem.
It's vanilla Golem. Okay, this is vanilla, but because I have a decent strat of using Flare into Uzi Punch, which is the exact same thing I did when I fought one of them, he's only going to counter with Iron Orb and Fire 1. And because I'm pretty strong, this shouldn't be too bad, but this can be a hard fight, for sure. I might just have Frog on healing duty. I might just wait around with him for a minute. Oh, he still has that golden earring on.
Oh yeah, swap that out for the medal.
I think the hero medal is going to be better. Yeah.
I mean, Frog isn't going to be your most reliable damage dealer.
Not in this party comp.
But,
No.
but it's a nice defensive
He's
item.
great support.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I have such high damage output that it just doesn't matter. They're going to counter me twice here, but I should survive just fine. Frog shouldn't tank this hit. Yeah, there we go. So we got all the tech points.
All
Okay,
right.
so we are coming up on the final boss, everyone. We're definitely going to be underestimate here by a fair amount.
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah, we're at 146, and my estimate was, what, 215, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we are going to be underestimate.
This run has been so cool. The commentary and everything's been awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I've done it 3 times.
You're a natural. All right, so let's give full heals. Let's give Frog his
Hero
last
medal.
hero medal.
He's earned a medal.
Yeah. All right.
And yeah, let's hope we don't need to redo this fight because we actually need to enter the fight with protection because Lavos has an attack that you will probably see in which he will apply a status effect to
Yeah.
the whole team.
Unless I just kill him fast enough.
Unless you kill him fast enough. That's what I said probably see.
Good offense is the best defense, right? This phase of Lavos 1 has 12,000 HP.
Also, the moral of the story of Chrono Trigger is don't invest in geothermal energy.
Yeah, especially when it comes from an evil alien god from outer space.
And has a weird scream.
Yeah. Like, sound design 1995.
Yeah. I mean, video game music is pretty good, right?
We like video game music here. It's almost like we're at a con all about it. Okay, so that's 28. Now we play count the numbers.
I'll let you do that.
This will be a big hit.
Yeah, so these fights are pretty scripted in what Lavos will do. Obviously, if you kill him, it interrupts him.
One more hit.
Oh
Okay,
no!
there's obstacle.
Okay, this
Yeah.
is the full status
Let's
effect.
see what happens. Yeah,
Because it can be a full team stop.
Yeah.
In which case you are. Okay, sleep. That's not the worst.
He's really close to having 1,000 HP left.
Okay, well, roll the dice. All right.
Woo!
That's phase 1 out of 3. I once asked Leon which phase is the worst, and he said yes.
Uh-huh. The hardest part about phase 2 is the first 30 seconds. He will always start with this giant like laser beam attack out of his chest, and then he goes into 2 very strong AoE, not AoE, just 2 strong like boomerang like blades that come out of each of his hands, and they're gonna do like 400 HP apiece. So you have to be able to know either you can kill one of the arms in time, or you had to be able to time the healing between the big laser beam and the attacks. Otherwise, and even if you do that, one of your characters is still probably going to go down regardless.
Which leads into the hardest thing about phase 3, which is the second before the fight starts.
Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a flare off. If I can get an Uzi punch off before the boomerang goes off, I will kill the right arm, our left, his right arm. For that damage, that's going to do a lot. Having barrier up on all 3 of my characters is what is saving this run, honestly. It's what's enabled me to go as fast as I have. Nice. Okay, I got the Uzi punch off. And that time investment of doing the prism specs into the Devan suit. Yeah. So this is huge. He might hit me with a boomerang. He might heal himself.
All right,
Heal himself.
healing,
That's
yep.
great.
All right,
That's
safer
awesome.
for you.
Safer for me. Yeah, this is real good right now, actually. This is not always this easy.
Well,
We're not done yet. Levels 3 can still... Yeah, okay. So now we do obstacle.
why is Frog not falling asleep?
He did.
Oh, he did.
It doesn't always 100% hit, so this is now gonna hit me, and it's gonna cause poison. So we need to heal. And then we need to actually heal, like this. Yeah, the status effect is not 100% hit guaranteed.
Okay.
There's a small, okay, so now because he's gonna get his big move off. But we are healed up now. All right, sorry, he does level 1 fire first. So that was cool. He's always scripted to do that. But we are gonna get hit with a big move. But because I'm fully healed up now, I should be able to tank the hit. And I am gonna use, because I've got these hyper ethers. This is not the classic JRPG problem of keep all of your items to the end of the game because you think you might need them at some point. No, use your items. They're what help you win. But
especially ethers.
yeah, and Luca being at 16 speed here, she's just... Yeah. There it is.
All right.
But again, having barrier up...
That looks like it would hurt.
Yeah, would have done a lot more. Now, I'm not just going to be able to spam Flare for the entirety of this next fight.
Yeah, I can explain that after the most difficult part of Phase 3, which, as I said, starts about 1 second before the boss fight.
Yeah, I'm not super used to the lighting settings on this screen, but I'm looking in the bottom right corner for when part of the screen goes completely black, which is just the visual cue that I use to time a menu glitch to get in between the phases so I can menu and heal up or re-equip things. So I do kind of need quiet time for this.
All right,
Got
he's
it.
in the menu.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to heal really fast. And then we're just going to use a bunch of mid-ethers to pump back up to full. And then I got that red mail, which I think I'm going to equip on... Oh, I have the red mail. You have the +2. You have the white mail. That's fine, because he might use lightning, so we're fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
So sometimes, like, Phase 2 Lavos drops, like, a really good item in the randomizer, and if you can't get to that menu, you will not be using that item that he dropped.
So we're going to do... There's a lot of different ways to do this fight. I'm going to do something called multi-bit strats. I'm going to take care of the left and the center at the same time. The center can only... Or the left can only take physical damage. So I started with Flare, so I can hit the center, and then I'm going to do physical on the left. It's got 3,000 HP, so that's going to take it out. At any point when one of the two bits is down, the true final boss of this game is the right bit. The right bit will have to lower its defense at some point, whether the center or the right is gone. When it does, it has 20,000 HP total. The center bit is the dangerous part, because it's the one that changes eras. It can use the strongest physical, strongest magic attacks in the game. But that was really clean. It's now what we actually have to do is wait for him to turn off. And the good news now is that I can actually just use anything I want. If the left bit was up, I could not use Flare or Water 2 or Shock, because it would target both the left and the right bits. And then it would counter me with this like crisscross attack that does like 500 damage.
Yeah, so this boss can get nasty if like the center bit is alive, or if you misinput and attack both bits at the same time when the center bit is gone. But I haven't seen this configuration before where he just like wipes out everything except for the right bit. So this is new to me. In all of my times watching him run, I haven't seen this before. I really just have that one elixir.
Yup. Time is going to be coming up pretty soon, and I forgot to mention, because I was a little frazzled setting up this seed. There is a flashing light warning when you kill Lavos, so I'm just letting tech team know about that. And even if the other bits revive, I think I have a decent damage enough output here where I can just focus in because of how good my speed is with those speed tabs dropping. This has just been a good seed.
Yeah, so the right bit is now going to revive the other two, who will defend the right bit in like a couple seconds or so. So he's got a little bit of a window to lay down the hurt and hopefully clear Lavos before.
I might get a phase 1. It's like a one cycle boss fight here. Past half. Yeah. It looks like this is easy. It's not.
Yeah.
It's menuing, it's speed, it's... that's time.
Yeah,
That's it. We did it.
That is the smoothest I've seen. Also, you get items
I got
for being the boss of the game.
And, yeah, flashing lights here for a sec. What was that? A 156?
Under 2 hours.
That's the fastest I've done with this setting. With this like character hunt, like kind of like weird setting we decided to do for the marathon. So I'm super happy with that time and that run. Yeah, I will do. I have a couple quick shout outs to do, and then I'll let this, once this light is done, the flashing light warning is over. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, biggest shout out is to go to my kids at the youth group at my church that I'm in charge of. This is for you guys. We're raising money for PFund, like I said that we would. I'm glad you guys are here. I got one kid in my group who's in the trans community right now, has actually had surgery yesterday. So shout outs to them. And we love you. We see you. We hear you. You matter. It's a beautiful thing. I have to shout out my wife and my daughter, my wife especially, for just supporting me playing this game that I love from 30 years ago, and doing this goofy randomizer. And thank you. I love you very, very much. And to Freya as well. Someday you'll watch this, maybe. I love you too. And to you, because obviously thank you for commentating for me, but Chris also, my first game I ever fell in love with was Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, also for the Super Nintendo. And back in the day, we used to have to go to places like Blockbuster Video and rent video games physically. And I loved that game to death. We played it a couple of times. And then we went to go to Funkoland, which predates GameStop, to go buy Secret of Mana, because that was the next best game we had to get. And it wasn't there. It had sold out. But you saw this game for $30 at Funkoland. You told me I had to buy this game.
My brother had the PlayStation version of it, and even though there's some very serious issues with the PlayStation version of it, just the shine of Chrono Trigger still showing through. So I'm like, you gotta get Chrono Trigger, man.
And I had no idea what it was.
Oh.
And we played it, and it truly is, if not one of my absolute favorite game of all time. This game is so fun, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, thank you for being with me this entire time and being one of my oldest and best friends.
Thank you for digging into it. You found so many things about this game that I never would, because I have a habit of getting 60% the way through of a game and then abandoning it. But seeing you play 60% of this game through to the end somehow
and still winning
it, that's remarkable. I wish I had those skills.
Any other shout outs from you?
Shout outs to, I suppose, my brother who bought the PlayStation version of this game.
There you go.
Shout outs to my wife who is now past her bedtime, so she's now asleep at home. Wait, no, she's still here. That's a surprise to me. Shout outs to the whole crew, to the charity, and shout outs to the runner who did an amazing job.
Thanks. Big shout outs to Midwest Speedfest, VDGMCon, PFund, and finally the Jets of Time Discord community. Check them out. They're really, really great. Really fun group of people. I think that's it for us.
Yeah. And thank you for everyone watching online. I hope you get some beauty sleep.
Check out us again in the morning. A lot more runs tomorrow and Sunday.
All right, thank you, everybody. Shout outs again to Leon and Chris. That was amazing, amazing Chrono Trigger randomizer run. We may be logging off for the evening, but we will be back in the morning, 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time. And we're going to be running some Over the Hedge, any percent. So the donation link will be open all evening still, so please try to get your donations in. We're benefiting PFund all weekend long. So thank you, everybody. Midwest Speedfest signing out.